Hey guys, Alex here, GuitarForce.com. So in today's video we're going to take a look at the song called The Stealer by the band Free. We're going to take a look at Paul Rodgers' version of this song, and this was kindly requested and supported by Vernon, so huge thanks goes out to him for the support. Like I said, we're going to take a look at Paul Rodgers' version of the song, and I believe he did this version in a live when he was doing his solo project. So it's a little bit different to the original song, and the solo is also different, of course. And I believe it was during the live performance, if I'm not mistaken, at Manchester or some town in England. I will put the link to the original song, of the original version of this song, in the description box down below, so you can check it out. And yeah, this song is pretty straightforward, nothing too complicated. We're going to take a look at all of the parts, including the rhythm guitar and also the little solo that they do during the in the middle of the song. And the tabs are going to be available at GuitarForce.com. You'll find the links in the description box down below. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the backing track to record the playthrough of the entire song. And in the beginning I just played over the original track, so just for you to have a reference of the song. So we're gonna have to deal only with the guitar parts, but apart from that, the tuning is gonna be standard. And for the sound, I was using the plug-in guitar rig. I'm gonna show you the presets of it right now, and while you are checking it out, I'm going to play you my low E string so you can tune up and play along with this lesson. Alright, so we're going to break up the song into parts. We're going to start off with the intro. So first I'm going to play it through, then we're going to break it down. It goes like this. Alright, so in the beginning, this is also sort of parts of the main riff that we're going to be playing later on. So it starts off with this pull off on the A string, 3rd fret to the open, and then we add the rest of the A power chord. So it's let the chord ring out, the notes, and then we have so slides into the 5th fret on the A string, and then adding the open D and the G strings as being part of the G chord. But we don't play the whole chord, just part of it, the open strings. Let them ring out as well. Then we have a slide, so up to the 7th fret, and then sliding down back to the beginning. So again, pull off from 3rd to the open, adding the A power chord. Then we have again the slide to the 5th fret and open strings. Let the notes ring out. Then again we have another slide and the open strings, and then after that we go into the main riff of the song. So let's just jump right into the next part, into the main riff of the song, or the opening riff of the song. And again, I'm gonna first play it through, and then we're gonna break it down. So it's gonna go like this. Alright, so what we have here is basically we play between the A chord and the G, again using some notes in between. So it starts off with the 3rd fret on the A string again, and it's played palm muted lightly, and then we play the A power chord, but predominantly the D and the G strings. And it goes like this. So we have 2 16th notes here. So first note is an 8th note, that's the 3rd fret, and then we have 2 16th notes. So basically you are hitting the A chord twice, but the last time, the second time, is with an upstroke, concentrating on the G string, and you can hear it very well. Sorry. Yeah, so make sure that you hit the power chord, not the full A chord, but the power chord. So we have this, then we go to, so 3rd fret on the low E string, followed by an open A string, palm muted. So far we got this. And then we have the 2 elements that we did in the intro, which is, but they're played next to each other. So again, we have the pull off 3rd fret to the open on the A string, followed by the rest of the chord, the A power chord, and then we have the slide. So here we have from the 3rd fret to the 5th, and then followed by open strings. And then we're back to the beginning of the riff. Now, there are a couple of variations that they do on the opening part of this. So sometimes he would play as like this. And then second time, for example, he would play. So it's not including the G string, but playing mostly like the power chord or even just the A string and adding like 16th notes. Okay? And then the rest is the same, so on the G note on the low E string, and then that part is exactly the same. Then the 3rd time they played he plays it exactly the same as the 1st time, so with the G string here, like that. And then last time he would play, so just playing straight 8th notes with palm mute, and we play the 3rd fret to the open on the A string, then it's followed 3rd fret on the low E, A again, open, and then the rest is the same. So there are just like very minor details here, variations that you can use, but that's primarily the whole thing, the whole main riff of the song. And later on, when he plays it the second time when they play the 4 bars during the intro, he just varies and plays the different variations of this. So sometimes just playing twice, you know, with catching the G string, and then sometimes he would play just like that. So that's the only difference. Alright, so that's the main riff. And I'm gonna play it one more time, real slow, all of the 4 bars together. It's gonna go like this. Alright, after the main riff of the song, we go into the verse. And I believe he continues to play the riff for the first 4 bars, and then we go into just playing the chords. The next part is going to go like this. And also, what you want to do is you want to roll the volume on your guitar, or just make it less overdriven, so a little bit cleaner, but still overdriven. And the part is going to go like this. Alright, so what we have here is just a bunch of chords going on, just 3 chords actually, but repeated. So we start off with the A power chord, then we just take it up to the 5th fret here, so that's a minor. Here we had like a power chord, or you can include also the B string, which is going to give a major chord, the A major, and then we go to the 5th fret. So now this is going to make it a minor, and we play against the A string. And you can either play with the A string open, or you can just play the sort of like double stop or triplet, and then we take that to the 7th fret. So making it like a A sus4. So basically we go from A power chord or A major to A minor and then A sus4. And we repeat this progression for 3 times, and sometimes he would add on the A chord, he would add the high E and the B strings on the 5th fret, and it just makes it sound like octaves and a little bit more open and a little bit brighter on the chord. And then the last time we have, so here playing the A string open first, then we play double stops, so 2nd fret to the open to the 2nd, and then we continue 5, 7, double stops, then we have a slide to the 9th fret, we have a passing A string open, and then we're back to the last chord, the sus4. So it's and we stay on this chord. After that we have again, so just like we did with the intro riff in the end, where we have the slide into the 5th fret followed by open D and G strings, and then we're back to the beginning of the progression. And pretty much that's the second part of the verse. I think they played twice, if I'm not mistaken. So all of these parts are kind of repeated. I can't really remember the structure of the song, but it's just basically going back and forth between these, the main riff of the song and this second part using the chords. So we're gonna skip the structure, and we're gonna go into the next part, which is the kind of like little solo. So after playing the and then we go into the little solo, so we're gonna break it up into parts. So the first part is gonna go like this. Alright, so here we start off with the grace note, meaning a quick hammer on 5 to 7 on the D string, adding some vibrato. We stay on this for a beat and a half, and then we have the next, it's a double stop, 4th fret on the D string and 3rd fret on the B string. And in between you can play the G string, although it sounds a little bit dissonant. So you can either include it or not. We'll come back to these double stops later on in the song, but for now, for this little solo, you can just skip it and play as the double stop here. Then again we pick the D string followed by an open A string, and then the next double stop we have, so on the 5th fret, 2nd string and 4th string, the B and the D strings. So we have, then we go back to the previous double stop, and right after the double stop we play 5th fret on the G, then we slide up 2 frets to the 7, and then one more time to the 9th fret, and then back to the double stops. But let me stop right here, just go back to the beginning of the solo and play it all together. It's gonna go like this. Adding some vibrato, then, as I said, we go back to the first double stop, picking it, let it ring out. Then we have again the A string as passing note, playing the second double stop on the 5th fret, B and the D strings. Then the next lick we have, so here we pick the 4th fret on the G string, and then we go an octave higher, so to the high E string, 7th fret, and you bend it half a step, and as you bend it, you pick it again. So 2 picks here, little rest, and actually the guitar goes into a little feedback there, playing an odd note, but you can skip that and just play a little rest. And so you pick it twice, little rest, and then you pick it again. It's a little bent up a little bit more, and then you bring it down, pull off to the 5th fret, and then go to the 8th on the B string, and then back to the high E on the 5th fret. Or you can do whatever you feel most comfortable for you. So you bring down, pull off, and then go down to the 3rd fret, and then back to the 5th at some vibrato. For me personally, it's just a little bit kind of more comfortable to do it like this. So including the B string. Anyway, so that's the lick. So one more time, slowly, it's gonna go like this. And then we add some vibrato to the notes, to the last notes. Then again, we have the the first double stop. Then again, you pick it, the A string as passing note open. Second double stop. So. And then we have just a quick slide up, and then we have. So here we have on the high E string, hammer on pull off 3-5-3, slide down to the 2nd fret, and then you hammer on onto the 3rd fret, and then we have another hammer on pull off. So 2nd to the 3rd to the 2nd frets, go to the 3rd fret on the B string, and then you slide up to the 5th. All right. So one more time, just going back to the first double stop, is going to go like this. Okay, add some vibrato to the last note again, and then the last phrase that we have is going to go like this. Alright, so as we have the last note, slide, and we add some vibrato, then we go back to the first double stop again, and then we have, as a passing note, it might have been played unintentionally because of the change of the positions, but it's the harmonic on the 5th frets of the D string, just a quick passing note, and then he goes into, so it's a bend double stop. So what you do, you fret the 8th fret on the B string and bend the G on the 7th. Stay on this bend, then bring it down, pull off to the 5th, go to the 7 on the D, and then we just go down the scale. So it's just a pentatonic, the A pentatonic. So 5 on G, 7 5 on D, 7 5 3 5 on the A, and these notes are all 16th notes. When you get to the 3rd fret, it's an 8th note. Then we go back to the 5th fret. So basically, you slow down the run like that, and that's the last phrase. So one more time, it's gonna go like this. Alright, so that's the little solo. Now I'm gonna play all of the parts, all of the licks together slowly. It's gonna go like this. Alright, so after the solo we go back to playing the verse, and we play the second part, which uses the chords. So we have again this part exactly the same as we did earlier. And then after that we have an outro, which is using the double stops that we used in solo. So it goes like this. We start off with the A power chord, then we go to the first double stop that we used. So 4th fret on D, 3rd on the B, and here you can include also the G string open, and also you can play them against the open A string. So, and it's not necessary to play all of the notes that I mentioned. Sometimes you can skip some of them. As long as you play the double stops, that's totally fine. So the first double stop, then we have the second on the 5th fret, 2nd and 4th string, and then we go back to the first again, and sometimes he adds the high E on the 5th fret here when playing this double stop. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. It just comes down to the rhythm. So let me just play a couple of times. This part is gonna go like this. So as you can see, there are a couple of variations that you can play when playing these chords. So for the A, for example, you can play the A major, so including the B string on the 2nd fret. You can play just a power chord, or you can play this variation with the octaves, just to give it more kind of openness. When you go to this double stop, you know, it's as I've described it before, so you can play it with the G string, you can play just the 2 strings with an open A string, and also the A here, the open A is kind of played in between sometimes, when we move between the chord and the double stop. And then here is the same thing, and then going back, you can play the double stop, and then add that high E, the A notes on the high E string. All right, and that's pretty much it for the whole entire part. So just repeat it a few times, and then in the very end, the outro, the ending, we have again as the intro. So up until this moment is exactly the same as the intro, and then instead of the 4th bar, we go into, so 2 chords, the G, D, and he starts tremolo picking on the D chord, then stop, and he plays a pick slide on the higher strings, on the G string, B string, something like that, to get this high sound. Slide up, and then just playing the A chord, and so going to the 15, 17, 19, 20th frets on the B string, bending the notes, picking it a couple more times, adding some vibrato, and then we're back to the A, and that's how we end the song. So just the ending part altogether is gonna go like this. Alright guys, so that was it for this lesson. I hope you liked it. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. Also comment, share, subscribe if you're new to my channel. Don't forget to visit GuitarForce.com for more guitar lessons. In the meantime, I'll see you again. Take it easy, and as always, let the force be with you.